here from our Google Drive, I'm going to open up ranges and tables. Okay. So let me do that at my end. 1 minute. So, Okay, the one who had messaged me in WhatsApp. So have you been let in, sir? I don't know who messaged me. I don't know the name. Shahana, are you able to enter now? You are in the. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You're there? Okay, all good.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm able to open that blank one. I guess some of the settings maybe let me just see, did I complete that? Options. I did show you about this advanced wherein we had seen how to remove your show page breaks, like when we were navigating from your normal view to the rest of the two views, like your page break preview and your page layout. And when you come back to your normal, you will see, normal view, we'll see some page breaks, something like a dotted lines. We'll see, just to remove them, we had to come to the advanced menu. In here only, we are going to get rid of that. Okay, now something called customized ribbon. This, I guess, quick access toolbar. I remember I did talking about that. I did in the first class itself. That is on Friday itself. I did that. But what about this customized ribbon? Now, for example, here in the clipboard that you can see in the background, you have got your cut, copy, paste, and format painter. Basically, some three commands I can say, or three features from my Excel are there. If I want to remove something, if I want to add something, I can do that. Now over here, if you see onto the right hand side, main tabs come. See background removal, okay, leave that. But what about your home, insert, draw and all, right? Home, insert, draw, page layout. And currently we are in the home tab. That's why that home tab menu options are really being expanded. I can see it to the last. Now, many of the times, now you people told me some of you are using some 2019 or so. One of the person I remember maybe some 2013, especially from the persons who had been who are using 2013 and all, they won't be able to see this particular developer tab. Okay, developer tab is all related to your VBA macros and all. So mine, it's already added. I'll show you how to remove and then re-add it. Okay. Now in this tabs only, I can just come over here, remove that checkbox, like I can uncheck that. And if I say okay, my developer tab that got disappeared. This is the case when the older ones, you people like if older, maybe just like 2017, 19 was the time when this Power Pivot, Power Query and all were really uh, coming up along with coming up along with other tabs in Excel. That version was allowing, but prior to that, say suppose after the new inclusion already has happened to the new version, but if someone is using an old version, means they can add it. There are options are there, they can really add it. So similar way here, I removed it. If I want to re-add, like add it again, I have to come to this customized ribbon, just check this developer or whichever option, whichever is there, the tab that you want to really add up, go there, select it and just say okay, it will get re-added. Okay. And customized ribbon, as in I told you, the one basic features that are already available that you are seeing in front of you, you want to add something new. Like in general, this freeze pane is never added like this. I did add it. I did that. Kind of like if you want to know what is freeze pane, I can tell you. See here, in fact, in my, it says as custom. What I did was, okay, let me See, I could select this, remove it. If I say OK, freeze pane gone. I can add it again. Options, customize ribbon. If I want to add a new tab in that, maybe the freeze pane, I'll come to what is a freeze pane, don't worry. If I want to really add that, maybe to the existing one freeze panes is definitely there. If I'm not wrong, it's there in the view, I guess. Window, yeah. See, in the view tab under window menu or ribbon, this is the main tab. This is each of one are your ribbons. So under your window, you have got your freeze pane. But say suppose I want to add it as a separate tab only, I may do that. For that, what I need to do is I need to go for a new tab. I'll give it a new name. Okay. I'll give it a new name. Rename options there. Yeah. I'll give it as okay. And how am I supposed to add it to my is I've got my freeze pane over here. I've just selected that. I'll go for add. It got added up. And I'll just say okay, job done. New tab. I may again come here and just say maybe if I go back to this customized one, I could go for a rename of the group also. That basic tab also, I could go for a rename. I'll put it as free space. Okay. But freeze pane, okay, I showed you how to add a tab, okay, maybe a new one, or remove and add in. I told you how, but what is freeze panes? You might be requiring it quite often. Say, okay, we have got the data over here, no? So maybe this table, whichever table let it be there. Now, if I scroll down, okay, here by maybe that freeze pane is there. But what about here? 1 minute. Let me just see if it's not there. Yeah. Now, when I'm scrolling down in this particular sheet, which says as original data, when I'm scrolling down using this vertical scroll bar, am I still able to see when I've come to the last row of my data, am I still able to see the header row?
No.
Okay. Header row, if it is okay, this is very a small table, like around, or the data is just 16 records only. But say suppose in real time, as in real time, you are going to have some maybe 1,000 records or maybe 1 lakh records. What if you have come to the last record of that particular data? And you suddenly it just comes to your mind, okay, which unless and until I know the top and bottom of the data, maybe I might tell, okay, this is some date, names and all, some cloth item and all, okay, but some three numerical values are there. I might start thinking, okay, for a few seconds I might forget what is this particular D column number 20 is really, it's belong, the D column is actually what column, I might be starting to wonder, right? So in those cases, if my first row is freezed, that's really helpful to me. And how I can do that? I've just to select this first row. Either I have got it here or else I told you earlier also in view also you have got it. See here also I've got this freeze pane. Both options are same. If I just say freeze top row, even if you come down, your header row will always be visible to you. It always will be good for you. Why I'm saying it's good for you means even if you're there in the last row, it will tell you this 20 is nothing but unit sold. This 850 rupees is your price per unit and your 17,000 and odd value, that's your total invoice. Got to know what's your freeze panes? One of the options, top row. This will be very much helpful in your day-to-day life. It's just going to make things much easier for you all. And if you want to unfreeze, just come back here. He'll show you unfreeze pane. Gone. Now, if you go back again, if you come down, the header row is now again gone. Similarly, I can freeze my first column also. Maybe my first column is having some header like a row headers. Assume for some time it's something like a row headers. At that time, this I want, like if I've got some around 30, 40 columns to really analyze. Maybe I've come to the last column. You might want to know that row belongs to which particular uh, employee ID or something else. Then what would I do? If my first row or first column and all it's been freezed, it's going to help me. Same way like my header row. I can go in for unfreeze pane. Things are back to normal. Now, maybe I want to keep some 2 rows or 3 rows like or 3 columns like that. I can go for freeze panes. Even I'm showing you for your columns. You may keep for a certain rows and columns combination also. You might see some extra lines and all are coming up. See, I might have chosen only till C, but it has shown me until like it has got a internal the logic. It's coming up like few rows and columns. Say for example, I go for unfreeze pane. I don't choose anything. You just come here. Basically, where I am, that really is matter. See, it's at the intersection, that particular dot only, like I'm in that particular cell D19. So left to it is your 3 columns, and above that is your how many? 18 rows. So it is picked up that way. You maybe if I go down, it has just got freezed completely. No other thing is really happening. Okay. So basically where you are, maybe if I am here and I'm going for my freeze panes, to the left of it, 2 columns, and to the top of it, it has gone for 3 more rows. I mean, 3 rows to the top. So now if I come here, so 3 rows, and to the right hand side, if I scroll, just 2 columns. So based on your selection as in to say where your cursor is currently, which particular cell. So left to the left of that particular cell, how many ever columns are there, that's going to get freezed. Similarly, to the top of that particular selected cell, wherever we are currently now there, to the top, how many ever rows are there. So all that combination is going to get freezed out. But in general, let me just repeat that these two are of in fact this second one, freeze top row, will be of much use to you compared to the other two. Okay, this you will be using quite often. A reason also I told you, when you have got a huge data, when you go to the last record, if your header row is being freezed, you're able to see the header row even when you go to the last record. Things will be much more easier for you to deal.
Hi, ma'am. Sorry for the
Okay.
interruption.
Yes, tell me, ma.
Ma'am, I was not well, ma'am. So I joined a little late, ma'am. So can I, if I watch the video, can I understand the starting thing, ma'am?
No problem. You're saying you want to log off now?
No, 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 no. I was not well, so I joined now only, ma'am. So
No
the
problem.
starting part.
Yes, it's been recording, ma. It's definitely recording is being done. See here.
Yeah, yeah. So
It
if
started
I
recording.
watch from now, can I?
You can.
So if I continue from now, I
You
can
can.
I understand the thing, ma'am?
May
I just
if you ask me
I
all of
just
a
came
sudden,
in.
what would I say?
I just came in from this freezing part. Now only I joined with 5 minutes, ma'am.
No
So
problem. Just do one thing. From here, what were the I'm done with freeze panes. Whatever the next topic
okay,
that I'm going to discuss, you listen from there. Recording is
okay,
there,
ma'am.
which
Okay, ma'am.
is where the recording is going on, right? So freeze panes and all you will
Yeah, yeah.
get to know in the recordings. Basically, we were discussing about the customized ribbons. That's what we were discussing. Freeze panes,
Okay,
I
okay,
showed
ma'am.
it as an example, so you may see in the recording. Okay,
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
that
Thank
was your
you.
question. Did I understood right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I understood, ma'am.
Okay, ma. So coming over to our uh, 1 minute, I go to the blank one. Okay, options. Okay, so customized ribbon is all about that only. I had told you. You have got different commands over here. You may choose the one which you are going to use quite often. Then go ahead. Okay, then coming off to your quick access toolbar, we have seen it earlier in the first class itself when I was discussing about the basic architecture, how a sheet or a workbook is really going to look, what all things are there. That's what is being even shown here. Now, either you may add the options in the ribbon itself, your the top area itself, you may do that. You have a customize option over here itself, or else you may do it here. Now, if I come here, na, if I want to have more commands, if I'm not really the one which I have in mind, the particular command that I'm going to use quite often, it's not over here, means I could go to more commands. It's going to take me to the same dialog box that I just opened up. Yeah, through settings, there is your options. Basically, settings I'm just talking on a, but it's basically your options, and we come to this quick access toolbar. Same options only we are going to see. If I want to add anything over here, maybe see this decrease font size. I'll come here, add, and just say okay. It will get added here. Okay, that's what is going to happen. No other thing. But here you might not see that. No issues. Come back here. Just select this, remove it, done. Okay, that's the same thing. We have seen it earlier also. Okay, that's your quick access toolbar. Now coming to your add-ins, maybe you might require here. Now for the ones as I told you, like this power pivot is being added already, right? If at all it's not there, don't get worried. I'll show you something here. Manage you have now. Going for the commercial add-ins, go. It'll display the ones that is been already available. See here. This I added up. This was also, I mean, maybe the ones which you're looking for, it's available here. Means select that, go ahead. That's it. And just say add or okay, job is done. Commercial, COM is commercial add-ins. Okay. Say, suppose I remove this and I say okay, it's gone. I come back, add-ins. It's gone from that whole list itself. The second option was my power pivot. It's gone from here. It has come here. See, inactive. These are your active. These are your inactive. If I get the ones that I'm looking for, it's available in this inactive options itself, then why to even go for your commercial add-ins and all? No need. Just come over here, select this, but then no option to really make it active. So best option will be to, I get actions. No, not that actions there. I'll go to this one only. Commercial add-in, because see it's a commercial one only. Go. I can select that. Say add. Not add, sorry. Okay. It's back. Okay. So you may add the ones that you may require. Okay. Like even that's what I'm saying. Even if somebody is working onto a Power BI or a Tableau, there are situations where people are more comfortable. The person that who is reviewing your work, or maybe who's going to use the insights that you're really building up, he or she might feel more comfortable with Excel. So he might really ask you to just give in the data in a pivot table format. He might ask you to do that. So at those times and all, it's going to be helpful to you. This especially if you have your Power Query and Power Pivot knowledge. If you have, you can apply that very well in Excel itself. Not that you have to have you have to go to your Power BI and do it. You may very much do it in your Excel end itself. Then get your job done. Okay, that's what your add-in all about. Trust center not needed for you all, anyone. So basic all the Excel settings that are being there, I have shown you up. Yeah, I'll make it to one. I don't want two over here. So any questions over here? Because now I'm going to really start with this particular one. Or maybe over here, if you want to talk, I can really talk. Any questions still here? All good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, home, new, and all we have seen. It's going to open a new blank workbook or new workbook, an empty one. Open is something you have saved it to your local machine. You want to open that? Yes. Share. Share is in general to your OneDrive. Okay. You might do it in a Excel workbook itself or a PDF format. You could do that. Yes, you could share it to your power, like your SharePoint portal, you could do that. But then your ID should be like a 365 login. Okay, that login, if it's there, then yes, you could share it to your SharePoint portal through your Teams app. Now, you people are joining the meeting, right? Using the, okay, many of them, I use the Microsoft Teams app. I have downloaded onto my desktop, my laptop, and then I'm using it. But for you all, it's not a mandatory option that you have to download your Teams app and all. And the login, I'm talking about the login is as in when it's an organization based login, okay, not a personal one. You get access to your SharePoint portal through your Teams. Okay, at that time you can load it to the SharePoint portal. There are many, like if it's a SharePoint portal, very much similar to your own OneDrive and all, like a cloud service. Sometime back, I don't remember who was asking us, maybe on the first day or something, when I told this 365 it's a cloud and you it helps you for your sharing collaboration. One point was there in our PPT. So maybe Deepika, I don't know. I'm wrong. Just maybe she was asking. So yes, you could, as a sharing part, 365 that login if you have ID, a proper ID if you have, you can share it, but not a personal one. Again, I'm reiterating because SharePoint portal you will get access to only when you have an organizational ID, not your personal one. Just a moment, too much noise is coming. I'll just shut the door and come. So that's sharing your files to your SharePoint portal. Maybe your organization, a project wise, one SharePoint portal has been assigned. And if you want to access that, definitely you should have a like 365 organizations and all, you will definitely get that. You're going to have an access from the Teams app only, you can share it. You can do that. Okay, that's how the 365 and all really going to help you out. Okay. Then coming off to your info option. Info is what? Like whether it will tell me that my workbook is really protected or not. Protected as in we do have a session on this protection of the workbook. Like protection is there at different levels, at cell level, at a sheet level, at a workbook level. Okay, whether at a workbook level, it's the whether this particular workbook is really protected or not. Anyone knows about protection on a just on a basic level? Anyone knows about it? If you know, can you share? Yes, anyone knows about it? What do you mean by protecting a workbook or any file? Just forget about Excel, as in protecting a workbook. What would it mean?
It's for security purpose, ma'am.
Correct. So maybe you will protect it with a password, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this protection in the Excel terms, you will have like at the, that's what I'm saying, it will have at three levels. Maybe at the entire workbook level, you might have it at a specific sheet level because we now know one or more than one sheet forms a workbook, and you might even have it at cell level. There are three levels out there. I'll discuss it. And some version history is there. Okay, any how we're going to manage it and all fine. But then basic properties as to who is the owner of this particular workbook or this particular file. Let me put it in generic form. who is the owner of this work particular file, when it was created, modified, any changes, whether something was printed, all those details, maybe not necessary at times, but yes, it maintains. Okay, save, you all know. I'm just going to save it. But first time also, if you go in for a save, it's definitely going to prompt you. Either you want to save it with the default naming book one, or you want to give it up other, say, any other customized name. If you want to give it a customized name, obviously save as option is the only way. Then you could come for your print. Okay, you might want to any of the options, like you want to print a particular, say, some invoice template you have generated that needs printing. You may come here. Export, you may export this particular file as your PDF document, you could do that, or maybe some sort of change type you could do if it allows, yes. But within that same architects, maybe like a what to say, macro enabled Excel SM will be the one. XLS, sorry, Excel SX is the current one that we are dealing. Macro enabled, you could do. There are a good lot of options. It's really giving me CSV. It's giving me a binary workbook, the older version of it also giving. So a good lot of things it's giving me. And close is obviously it's going to close my workbook. Simple as that. Account, we have seen it on the first day itself. If at all we want to know what's the version of our Excel that we are really using, I have to come here and see it. That's all about the first tab or my menu file, nothing else. Now let me just go off with my home. Okay. And for that only, and when I close this, I'll come over here. Yeah. Here, actually, one thing you might notice, it tells you how many rows, columns, each and every sheet in my workbook, how many rows and columns are being available, and as total how many cells are there. It's that value is being written over here. Okay, but what is it that I told you I want to talk about? This first one, clipboard over here in the home tab, clipboard ribbon. Okay, shall we move on? Any questions for me? I can start. I'll just close this. Enough notifications. I just a moment. Okay. Now, I've just written like your 1 to 10 with some one decimal place also I have mentioned 1.0 is actually one only, but then reason is there why decimal places are being maintained. And to the last one, 11th cell, I've just added a SUM of this A1 to A10. Now we are just going to see that basic cut, copy, paste. Okay. Now let me select the whole of it. Come over here for this cut. And then come to an empty cell, go in for my paste. You've just got only one option. Although you see something called paste special, but it's in kind of a like grayed out. It will come active, it will become active, but I'll just tell you, no, but not now. For cut, there is only one option, basic paste. So if I want to, everyone knows about this cut and all, but on a very basic level, if I have to understand means whatever is the source data is just going to remove the data from the source area and it's going to paste it to the destination area. Okay, it's just removed from A1 to A11, whatever data was there, it just removed the data from there and has pasted the same data onto C1 to C11. Okay. Now, when we applied cut and then we came to the paste, only one option was there for us. The paste special was not there. Paste special gets activated only when we use copy. Okay, I'll go for a control Z. Control Z is undo. Okay, and it's written here, but I'm just telling. My selection is still valid. I'll go for not selection is valid, but currently my cell is available. The active cell is in C5. So I have to come here again. I'll select from A1 to A11. Going for copy. Come to an empty cell. Now you expand your paste. you're going to get good lot of options, because these good lot of options, they come up only with your copy. They don't come with cut. Let's see each one of them. Each one of them has got its own features. First one is your paste, normal paste. What does it do? Let's understand what does it do. This particular one, the ones which shows like selection, if I want to remove it, just press your escape key from the keyboard. It will be gone. Okay, what is it over here? It just copies that whatever is there, even the last formula or function, that also has been copied. 1.0 has been copied as 1.0. That's as the decimal places I'm able to see. And the coloring, the background is in yellow and the writing is in red. That also has been maintained. Okay, this is your very simple copy paste. What about the next one? Okay, this is the basic one. Let me select. Either I go here for copy or I can go for Control C. Control C, I'll come here. That was your normal paste. What is the next one? It says formulas. Now, notice that here, what is the last one? Formulas. If any formulas are there, it's going to copy that. But it's not going to copy the number formatting. Okay, what do you mean by it? Not only it doesn't copy the number formatting, not also the, not even the background formatting is also not being copied. There are two types of formatting. Formatting in general will be your coloring. Okay, highlighting. We even have a topic called this conditional formatting. No? So formatting is basically highlighting with colors. Okay, because colors speak more. If you see a color somewhere, first your attention goes to that only. So color formatting, or let me say the background formatting. Background formatting is this red color and yellow background. That it has not copied. What do you mean by number formatting? Number formatting means nothing but three basic data types any BI tool will support, which is your number, text, and dates. Number itself, you can have variations of that. Like you can have a whole number, you can have a decimal number, you can represent the same number in percentage, you can represent the same number in fraction, right? Or maybe that number itself, you can put it in a currency format. So good lot of options are there, like variations are there for your basic numbering, right? Whether it's, I'm not, I just gave you an option for your numbers. Similarly, you have for dates, for text also. What I intend to really talk about when I say number formatting is whatever data type that's been there in the source area, that has not got cap copy. So number formatting means always remember it's your data type. Okay. We'll talk about more of my number formatting when I come here. I will talk about. Okay. But before that, we are supposed to complete these three ribbons and then we'll come here. But in general, sorry, any BI tool will support the basic three data types, your numbers, dates, and text. But yes, be your this Excel doesn't have something called an alphanumeric, like which is called like in C, C++, or many any other tools, programming tools and all, or programming languages. They have something like your alphanumeric, wherein like 123 ABC or ABC 123. This particular value will be labeled, or you can change the data type of it to alphanumeric. You don't have that. Okay. Anyway, so when I used this second option, which says as formulas, what it didn't copy the background formatting. It didn't copy the number formatting. But then, yes, maybe we might think that it has not copied my formula also, or the function that we have applied on all to these numbers. No, the function has been very much retained. That's what is formulas. Is that clear? Okay. I'll select this again, copy, come over here. What's the next paste option? Third one says as formulas will be there plus number formatting. So formulas, that is in 55, when I come, I'll see that's SUM. It has even copied that, like earlier it was just the previous option which was formulas, that 1.0 was copied as 1. Here that 1.0 has been copied as 1.0. That is, number formatting has been retained. Okay, in the paste option, the formulas plus the number formatting has been retained. Okay. I'm moving on. Any at times, if any of the places you're not able to understand, stop me and ask me. Okay. Okay, let's go to the fourth one. I'm going to go for a copy again. Come here to the empty cell. We have seen these three. Fourth one. Fourth one, keep source formatting. And where you're seeing some kind of a brush, right? Paint brush. So wherever in Excel you're going to see a paint brush, understand that it's the basic background coloring, whatever the coloring or formatting, like source formatting here they're saying, or just mere formatting. Okay, the background formatting is going to be retained or copied. I am seeing that very much over here. Okay, in first one was just a paste, it was considering everything. Second was considering only the formulas, no number formatting. Okay, in fact not even the background formatting. Third was considering the formulas plus number formatting. It is a data type was being very much retained back. No background formatting was really considered. Fourth one is just only on my source formatting. Whatever the source, the coloring was there, every coloring and the formulas, everything is being there. Okay. Okay. Coming Control Z. I'll come here. Okay. Copy. Come over here. What about this? No borders. But then I'll do subtle change to make you all understand this. I'll come just select the whole of it. If you want to apply borders to each and every cell, you have to come to this borders area and just say all borders. You might see small lines over here. These are your borders, like all for whole of A1, like this, it's going to apply. All the four sides of that border cell, its border is going to be applied. Now, if I copy, come over here, I go for this so no borders, the fifth option of my paste. Although borders are there in my source, it doesn't get copied over here. It's not really bothered about the coloring part or the number formatting or even that SUM, everything is retained. But what is of main focus in this particular paste option or paste variation is nothing but the borders, if at all they are available in the source, that won't be copied or that won't be pasted to my destination. You people are following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, tell me. Okay, 1 minute. This next option says as keeps column widths, like source column width. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the column width of this. I selected the column, format, column width. Currently is how much? 8.11. I'll make it as 15. It gets wider, right? So let me select it now. Copy. Come over here. Whatever was the column width of A while copying, that same column width is retained onto the destination during pasting. If I come here and see what is the column width, it should show me 15. Earlier and all, when I'm just bluntly copy pasting, that time the paste option, none of the paste option were really focusing on what's the column width going to be. Like whatever, just the values, background formatting, number formatting, maybe the functions and formulas, those only it was really focusing on. But this particular paste option, it does focus on like whatever is your column width in the source area, That's very much going to be assumed for the destination area as well. Okay, I'll come back, I'll copy, come over here. Okay, what is this transpose? Okay, transpose, I'll come here, wait. Now, transpose is an important paste option, which you will require at a later stage also within when we are discussing like especially when I'm going to discuss about H lookup, like horizontal lookup, I would need this transpose. Transpose, I hope you would have already made it out. Nothing but you're going to convert your row to column. Okay, but here in the example, I've converted the row to, sorry, the column to a row. Okay, column to a row and vice versa. Like here, we are currently in this now. If I copy this, come over here, I go for this transpose, it will be back to from a single row to back to a single column. Okay, just swapping your or switching your rows and columns. That's it. That's what is your transpose. Okay, whatever is as a column in my source that gets switched over to my row. Maybe row is there in my source means that will move over to a column. So swapping or switching over this rows and columns is your transpose. It is maybe now you might not understand the really the weightage of that, but when you go to your what to say the VLOOKUP and sorry VLOOKUP HLOOKUP, that time you will really understand the weightage of it. Anyway, okay. And again, I'll come over here, I'll select the whole of it, copy. So we are done with the first area, the first 7 of it, we are done. This was all the first set of spaced options, more of it on your formulas and all, it's really focusing. But what about these next 3, which says a spaced values? They'll be more focusing on the values, not on the formulas. You will get to know how. This is just mere values. If I use this option, you won't see the SUM, no background formatting, no number formatting, just the values, that's it. If we are, there will be many situations wherein we are going to like copy the data from one sheet to another, maybe from one workbook to another we are really copying. At that time, I don't want that background formulas and all, really I don't want to copy. If that's the case, the best option will be the one which I just showed now, which is the spaced values. It's just going to concentrate only on the values. No number formatting, no formulas or functions, and not even the background formatting. Okay. Okay. I'll come here, I'll select this, again copy, come over here. What about the second one? Values and number formatting. Not this background formatting, values and number formatting. What about this? No formulas. But that 1.0 has been retained, got pasted as 1.0. 55 is 55, but 55, whatever the background was there, background was nothing but my SCM. That is not copied because the line that we are really discussing, the options that we are discussing for the paste, that particular 3 options, they are not going to really focus on your formulas. Copy, come over again. This values plus source formatting. Yes, I can see the number formatting also coming into picture, but source formatting also is considered. Again, 55, the formulas are not really considered. So these 3 options, the name itself, so understand with the name, paste values. It's focusing on the values only, not upon the formulas. Maybe just values, values and number formatting, and maybe values and source formatting. Is that okay with you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions anyone has? Okay. I select this, go for copy, come over here. Okay, paste last four we are supposed to discuss. What is this? Formatting, just formatting. And number formatting only means data type. Mere formatting or background formatting. Background format, I did add the word background for your understanding, but there's some, we don't have something called background formatting, but then yes, background color we have got cell colors and all. Just background formatting or mere formatting is just going to copy that yellow thing. Whatever the cell color was there in the source, that's going to get pasted in my destination. You could utilize that. Okay. You need not really come over to this option. I'll give you one shortcut. Wait, I'll go for a Control Z. I'll just select this. You have something called Format Painter. No? Click on it. When you come outside like this, but it's like a switch. It's now switched on. You may see here a small brush along with my that plus sign. Wherever you want to apply the background formatting, the paint I told you, wherever you see the paint, it's all about the background coloring. Okay, got it? So I need not go to that paste and that third row, that last option, first one, formatting. I need not go there. I can just use this option directly. You will use this more often rather than going there. Okay. Again, come here, copy, come over here. Next, you have something called paste link. Okay, what is this paste link? You are actually seeing here, whatever the background, just see the formula bar. C1 is equal to A1. C2 is equal to A2. Likewise, my A1 is equal, C1, sorry, not C1, it's C11 is equal to A11. When there's an equal to, it's like a link. Why it is called a link? I'll just explain it to you now. The original value or the source value in A1 is 1.0. That has got copied as this C1 cell is nothing but now equal to A1. So if in A1 there is some alteration, that gets reflected in my destination because it has been copied as a link. Between two cells, if you want to form a link, means just that equal to sign is the link. But then that equal to sign here is a link within the same sheet. Okay. If it is across two sheets, it will be a bit different. I'll show you how. See here, now it is C1 is equal to A1. Now say suppose this A1 value you want to copy in this new sheet. Okay, how will you do? I'm in the new sheet A1 area. Na? I'll come here, say equal to. I'll go to the sheet 2, click over here. That's A1 and hit enter. Just see the background formula. If it is within the same sheet, just see it again, don't get confused. If we are on the same sheet and there is some link is to be created between two cells within the same sheet, just equal to sign and whichever cell we are going to point to, the value from which cell we are going to really retrieve or point to or refer to, that cell number or cell reference is just going to be mentioned here. But if it is across two sheets, two different sheets, so here what is the case? This sheet 4's A1 is referring to sheet 2's A1. My original sheet, because A1 cell is available in all the worksheets or in all the sheets of my workbook. Here already you're seeing some 8 to 9, right? So across two sheets, I want to create a link means wherever is the destination, go there, click on any cell, doesn't matter. You want the value there to refer to another sheet's cell value. So it started off with equal to, and in here, from which sheet which particular cell we want that link to be created. Means I am in this particular sheet 4, A1 cell is going to have the value from sheet 2, and there's an exclamation mark. That exclamation mark is like a link, and from the same sheet to A1. So whatever is there in A1, that will be reflected over here. This linking which I have just shown you is going to be useful when you actually go for some sort of consolidation. How I'm saying, talking about consolidation means, say suppose you are being given a workbook, say around 12 sheets are given to you, one for each month. Okay, say how 12 sheets, or maybe we are in August, right? Say last 7 months sales value is given to you. For each month, each of these 7 months, one sheet. So you're going to have, say, 7 sheets: January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Now seven sheets are done. What about the eighth sheet? Eighth sheet is going to have some total sales. It's going to summarize, or it's going to have the total. Say our company is selling, say, suppose some 15 products. What was the sales value in each of the months? I could know that from each of those sheets. And if I have to know for each product what was the total sales across all the 7 months in the last sheet, that is your eighth sheet, how can I do that? Means any particular cell, click on it. Here itself, say suppose here, start off with SUM in bracket. You are supposed to refer to each of the cells. Maybe I'll just show you. You are able to understand, or shall I show you something?
You can show.
Okay, 1 minute. I just consider 2 sheets for you all. Okay. I'll go for a. Okay, say suppose here, product A, the sales value, I'm not mentioning address, just sales I'm going to mention. It says suppose 2,500. And maybe we can keep it as INR. Okay. What about in Feb? I'll just copy this here like this. Come over here. Same that product A, maybe not 2.5, it's maybe double or more than double. Okay. Now, if I have to find out the total sales, how would I? This is the consolidation area, SUM of 2 numbers, right? Here there's 2 numbers. I'll come to Jan. I'll select this, comma, 2,500 plus 600, 6,000 is your 8,500. Can I do this? I have added from Jan sheet B1 cell value to, I have added this B1 cell value and your Feb sheet B1 value. So these 2 sheets, like product A, for Jan month it was 25, 2,500, and in Feb month it was 6,000. So 2,500 plus 600, 6,000 is your 8,000. Sorry, 8,500. Clear? This will be a kind of a real-time scenario that you're really going to encounter. So was it not a link?
Yes, ma'am, it was a link.
So when the link is to be created, can you mute your mic, please? When the link is to be created within the same sheet, it's going to look like this, the one like equal to A1, because we are the same sheet. But when it is a different sheet, obviously the sheet name and the exclamation mark has to come, because If at all you remember from the first class, every other sheet in my workbook is going to contain this many rows, the same number of columns, and the same number of cells. So in short, A1 cell is available in all the sheets. But okay, I might know which A1 I am referring. But how should I communicate the same to Excel? It should also understand the same sheet. Na? If I don't mention it, it might think, okay, that same within the same sheet only this he or she is referring. So if I have to make Excel understand, okay, the same B1 cell only, but it's there one B1 cell we are referring from Jan sheet, another B1 cell we are referring from Feb sheet. So we can also add the two, and then we are going to get the total sales. So that's a link. So link as in chalo, okay, one more thing. Link when it's a link na, if I change this value to say 3000, what's then consolidate? 500 rupees we increased. This automatically got updated. So link whenever you create, so whatever changes are there in the source data, that will automatically get reflected to your destination. That's the benefit or the good quality or the maybe whatever advantage, whatever you want to say, that's of your link. Clear? Okay, if it's clear, I'll show you just two more. Okay, I just copied this. Let me come over here. You have, this was a link, right? This is a picture. Whatever the values were there, just go like a floating picture. There is no link, just as a picture. If I want, I can do that. We may have, say, suppose I kind of what? Somebody has created a pivot table. Maybe you are a joiner or a beginner or a new joinee. They want to test you on the pivot tables and all. Or maybe, let me put it in a much more better way. The client or your stakeholder has, or the product owner, whoever is it, he or she has come up with a mock-up. Okay, that mockup has got an image that it's an image of a template or maybe a pivot table or any other thing. He will send you in a picture format. That's how this is going to look like. So as a picture, if you want to really have the data, yes, I can get it pasted as a picture. Now this picture also has got one more twist in the next option. Select, copy, come out to any cell. Last of here, it's your linked picture. Yes, it is floating. I know it's floating, but it's a link. How I'm saying, because on the formula bar it says equal to. That equal to is a very powerful sign in, or let me say as whatever sign or operator. I won't say sign. I'll say as operator. Yeah, it is an operator. That operator is very powerful. It's A1 to A11 because it's in a picture format. So it is just clubbed up. But what is the link benefit of this like a linked picture? If I change this to 2.5, na, that will get reflected here. See, and even the values also got updated. So got it? What I am trying to mention you all? These was 7 plus 3, 10, 10 plus 4, 14 paste varieties I have already discussed. There are few more, like one operation that I need to discuss. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay. So till here all okay. Any doubts for me? Like any questions for me? If no questions, we are good to wrap up. You're able to follow? All good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine.